So I'm in Center City right now, Philadelphia. I was gonna pass my building I used to work at. A building right there. It's called the FMC. I worked at tons of buildings in Philly. I've worked at Comcast. From Walnut was my last building. But I just had a moment right here, right? I remember when I was working with my buddy Brandon. Shout out to Brandon, right? And Brandon was like, he used to always see me like talking about real estate on my breaks and all this. And he was like, yo, man, why don't you go full force in it? Because, at the time I was working on my job and I was making like here and there, 10 grand, 5 grand, real estate. And he was like, yo, bro, if you do this thing full force, man, like you'll really do good. And I'm sitting there and I was scared, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was scared. My wife would always tell me, and shout out to my wife at all times, because my wife had more confidence in me than I had in myself. But anyway, Brandon was like, yo, man, you need to go into this shit, man. Like this, you're doing so well. And I'm like, yo, I can't just do that, man. I got a family, I got benefits here, this and that. I can't just leave. And he was like, yo, this business is going to take you out, man. I'm telling you, man, you're going to take you out and you're going to have to go into this full force. Something like that, he said. And I always think back to that, man. Like, but, anyway, I ended up getting hurt. Exactly. I got hurt at work and basically no income, no nothing. And I had to depend on real estate. And here I am now. It's fucking 9 o'clock right now. I'm heading over to one of my flips right now. And life change is crazy. I would have never thought in a million years that I would be here. I would have never thought. I'm dependent solely on real estate. Now, what I'm saying is, get you guys a spouse. When you guys are looking for a spouse, man, get you guys a spouse that believe more in you than you believe in yourself. That's very important, man. I can remember back now when I'm sitting back now, and I worked as like a mechanic, and whenever someone would not appreciate me or talk to me crazy or whatever, these bosses or whatever, I would just quit. I would just be like, yo, all right, I'm out. Let me go grab my tools. And I remember one time, a guy I was working for, JJ Miles in Freeport, we had a slow day. He wanted me to go out and go, me and a couple other guys clean up and shit. I'm like, bro, I'm not no fucking janitor. Like, I'm a mechanic. Like, I'll just go home or whatever. But nah, he's like, need you to clean up the parking lot. I'm like, yeah, whatever, no problem, I'll do it. And my man came outside and told me, you're sweeping like you want another job. You should never told me that. And at the time, because for me, I always had like hustles on the side. My mom always told me like never depend on one job, never depend on one thing. And so I would always have a hustle or something, selling cars, this and that. I would always have something. And he told me that. I said, oh, you're right. I'm actually going to leave. He said, what you mean? I said, yeah, no, I'm going to go grab my tools. I'm going to leave. So I started walking out. I threw the broom and I started walking out. And I'm talking about I worked at this place for, I don't know, probably a year. And he told me that, like, you're sweeping like you want another job. And I drew the broom. I called my wife. Hey, look, I'm quitting my job. My wife was always the craziest part about my life. And now I think back, my wife was always with the shits. Like, I would be like, yo, babe, I'm quitting this job and I'm doing this. I'm doing something else. She'd be like, all right, let's do it. Let's go get something to eat. Let's go. I'm like, bro, we just had a baby. What do you mean? And for me, it's funny because I would call my wife thinking that she wouldn't be with me. Like, I don't need it. She's with me. She's with whatever crazy idea I got going on. My wife is like, yo, let's do it. And I'm like, so so I would say, that's why I always say I take my hat off and I give all of my my successes to my wife, because any crazy idea I came up with, it doesn't matter what it was, my wife was with it. I always think about it, just when I think back at it was just crazy. But I just like I'm feeling the way. Like I said, I was driving past the old building I was working at, and I made tons of money. I made 6 figures in friggin' construction in a year as a union carpenter. Shout out to the carpenters all the time. But made good money here, but I didn't have freedom. That's the thing. I'm here right now. I have no boss. I have a multiple 6-figure project going on. That's my house. I'm about to go ahead to. And it just feels crazy. And it just like goes to tell you, and I'm telling you guys this, and that's why I'm making this video. I'm telling you guys this, that you guys have to have a supportive spouse. You got to have someone that believes in you. Your craziest ideas, because it gives you motivation, especially as a man. Women too. Like if you're doing something, you need to have a spouse that supports you, man. Like, that takes you afar. Because imagine if my wife had those limiting beliefs in me. Like I would have never had the, you always need somebody to give you that kick drive, and she gave me that kick, like, yo, like, and it's funny, like I said, I would talk to my wife on my break at work, and I'd be like, yo, yeah, I want to do this. She's like, let's do it. What you mean, let's do it? And I'm like, yo, whoa, I ain't even got the plan yet. She'd just be like, sis. But that's basically it. So here in the city, I'm about to go head out to my project. Somebody's calling me right now. But yeah, man, get you a spouse, man. I believe in you more than you believe in yourself. That's my message. Talk to you later.